Apologize. I'm so hoarse. I'm getting over a touch of pneumonia, so don't sound like myself today. We have folks logging in and joining us. But in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, welcome. I'm Sarah Walker Height, your Region 3 Vice President and President of NABIP Illinois. I'm very excited to share some updates with you and hear from you. I want to know what's going on in your chapters, your areas, um, any fun things that we can help you celebrate or upcoming events we can promote. Please start jotting those down so you don't remember what you were going to say later when I ask you for more information. Um, so we're going to kick things off here. Let me pull up my screen with just a few updates. Capitol Conference, who's going? Put it in the chat. Yeah, if you're on screen, yes. I'll be there. Perfect. Lisa, Patricia. Oh, perfect. Sherry Rudder, yes. Michelle, Susie, wonderful. So, like I asked Lisa Maxwell, I ask all of you, we do have a lot of first timers coming. In fact, if you are in state leadership, you probably got a list of first time attendees from your state that are currently registered from Jasmine Keating. If not, don't worry, we're going to have an updated list probably every week or so, the closer we get to the event. But these folks, we want to connect with them. We don't want them to be wallflowers. We want to welcome them into the fold and introduce them, find out what their passions are, and help plug them in, just like you guys always do. So I don't know. I was trying to figure out if there's like, I hate to put buttons on people. I think of when we took our kids to Disney World, first timer button, something like that. But I don't think that's great. Right now, I know we've had different colored lanyards sometimes that NABIP has done. So we'll have to workshop that a little bit. But we do have quite a few first timers coming. I wanted to put together a fun challenge and I need your guys' help with that. So I have, I think, 20 little bags of fun, like NABIP Region 3 stickers, Brokers Making a Difference stickers, all sorts of fun little things that are great for people who are traveling, who maybe, you can't pack everything that you bring with you, but can be good to have on you when you're at a conference. So, do they get first timer ribbons? They can put them on, Susie, but I don't think it's like, you know, some of them don't even know they're there, right? But I think yes, anything that we can do to help identify and welcome them. But I'm thinking of a challenge, and I don't know, you guys help me. The older I get stuck in my ways, so I want to try new things. I was thinking like a social media challenge or something each day. So, to earn, I'm going to give away, 7 of these bags today to the first however many people that accomplish this challenge. So, yeah, encourage them to put that on for sure. Put those first timer ribbons on for sure. Um, but put some sort of challenge, find a first timer, take a pic, use this hashtag. Where do we want to send them? Do we want them on our Region 3 page? Do we want them to find their state chapter page? You guys, you tell me what you think would work best, and feel free to come off of mute if you want to.
All of the above. I think the more we can promote this, the better.
Yeah. And then I know Val had a just ask one is has been a tagline membership's been using, right, Susie? Just ask one. And so that could also be something that we tie into the challenge. So we've got some time to think about it, but you guys tell me again, I've got these fun little prize packs. I'm driving in. I'm going to bring water. I'm going to bring snacks. Do you have something specific that would be helpful for you? Let me know, and I'm happy to pick that up. And you can always Venmo me or whatever when we get there. But I want to make sure everyone's taken care of and connected while we're in another city. It can be especially um, I don't know what to say, uncomfortable because there will be so much security there with all the activities that will be going on Tuesday. So again, we just want to make sure our members are feeling connected and welcome and at least know a few people by name and we can help introduce them around to others. So I'm coming in Friday. We have meetings Friday for the board, and I do have my cell phone number. I'll put that in the chat. If you add me to your phone, send me a text message and let me know who you are so I can put you in my phone too. But the agenda, all the information that's helpful for Capital Conference is out here on the website. Of course, NABIP's hosted a series of webinars. I was not able to attend the last one yesterday because we had a separate board meeting. But was anyone on yesterday that wanted to share updates, things that you've been before, but you thought were pretty cool? Susie?
They have expanded the talking points to give us more background on the issues as opposed to just here are the bullet points, here are the talking points, that we now have some background. And the app, I think, is going to be very helpful because there are oftentimes that we're walking into somebody's office and we don't know exactly like where they stand on something or what their committees are, those kind of things. And the app, I think, is going to be very beneficial to us as we go on these visits because it gives us more background and we all need to be responsible for doing our homework before we go into those meetings. I mean, I made a fool of myself one time, making an assumption about early in my tenure going to CapCon, and made some mental assumptions about how someone was aligned politically, and they actually were from the other side of the aisle. Now, fortunately, I guess I didn't really make a fool of myself because I realized it before I said anything, but it threw me off. So just
Right.
be prepared. Don't be Susie Alberts and make a fool of yourself.
Oh, Susie, I
I
can't.
didn't make a,
I
you
know I
know,
could feel that way, but I can't imagine it came off that way.
Well, and I was on it too, and I agree with Susie. The app was, I think I was there last year. We didn't have the app. I just think things are, it's awesome. But now, if you're registered, that's the key. If you're registered to go to CapCon, that's where they're sending the emails because a lot of people tried to find the podcasts and the trainings on the national NABIP site. They are
Mhm.
not on the site. They are actually, if you're registered, they're emailing them. So if you haven't checked your email to register for them, they do have a couple more coming up prior to it. But yeah, yesterday they went over talking points. So, but yeah, so make sure you're registered and you'll get those emails.
Perfect, perfect. Patricia is actually the one I got the idea from for the little prize bags. You're always so great at that. I love
I
it,
do
Pat.
have some more to bring.
Yay!
My trademark, yes.
Yes, yes. I just happened to get all these random little NABIP things, how it is sometimes, and I want to share them. So I thought that would be a fun way. But I want to put it in a challenge.
Do you know if they are going to have any merch there for Brokers Making a Difference campaign? I know it was kicked off last year
Mhm.
and we got sweatshirts and stuff. And I've ordered some stuff from the online, but I haven't seen anything else as far as a shop or a store to get some more merchandise.
I mean, there is a link for the
Mhm.
shop that benefits and proceeds benefit the foundation, NABIP Foundation. Um, they will plan to have some samples there. I don't know that they will actually have stock to sell. I'll need
Okay.
to check on that. It's a good question. But they will have some samples there like they did last time for people to check out. So you can kind of see what you're ordering for some of that before you put in your order. Anything else you guys learned on that call or trainings for Capital Conference? All right. Next up, LPRT. This is your friendly reminder that LPRT applications are open. So do check those out, spread the word. We appreciate everybody who does that. And I have my own story that I share every year when we're talking about LPRT. So I was a carrier rep for 18 years before I retired and opened my own agency. And I thought, that doesn't apply to me, right? I'm a carrier rep. Who cares? And I got to looking into it further when I got onto the board, and every year people were reminding me, and I'm like, you know what? I was kind of, I wasn't kind of, I was battling what everybody does in a sales position that is given goals and expectations. And it was invaluable to me in hindsight that I started to submit myself as a carrier rep for LPRT because it showed at our company when we did annual reviews and whatnot, it shows that, hey, based on this national average, as a carrier rep, this is where I'm coming in with my numbers. And at the time, the company itself, lots of really good relationships and camaraderie, but for whatever reason, our management changed every single year for like 15 years. It was crazy. And then you know how it is. They come in and shake things up, and that's fine and good and all. But depending on what markets people come from, what their background is, what guidance they've been given, again, I just cannot express the value that I got from LPRT, just, having a certificate and piece of paper. Some people are like, I don't really need that. I don't need to pay for it. But you're going to get some additional insider information as well. There's always LPRT events whenever we have a national event. So you can come and you can network. There are special classes that you get throughout the year. And then, like I say, in my position that I was in, it certainly helped, solidify and give that benchmark for as my managers changed year to year to year to show, hey, I didn't miss my goal, of whatever it was by 30%. It was an incorrect goal to have to begin with based off of the data of how we're positioned, what our market is. And, it just, again, I can't. So if you have folks that are carrier reps that are kind of like, I don't know if I really need LPRT, you can share my story with them. It was helpful for me. And like I say, helped create that national benchmark. And eventually, I did get a manager who was very supportive of NABIP and what's NABIP meetings. And they started to adopt some of those national benchmarks. Um, and remember, LPRT is not like, okay, it's just a okay status. That's superstar status, guys. That's superstar status. So, um, and I am happy to say that now that I've opened my own agency, I am still LPRT eligible. I was worried there for making that transition that, everything changes. You can't take your book with you when you're a carrier rep. So I did have a lot of change there, and I'm proud to say that I was able to maintain my LPRT status for the last 2 years since starting my new agency. So it's the little things, guys. It's the little things. Yes, and Susie says there's regular mastermind events and other classes that are exclusive to LPRT members for sure. Any other questions, stories to share about LPRT?
Well, speaking as your former LPRT national chair years ago, I'm so glad that you brought it up to encourage our carrier reps because a lot of times they don't think about it. And also, carrier managers can apply. So just, take your example and make sure that you're passing it along to all your not only agents, but also your reps too. It's such a fun group of people. Hopefully one day we'll have a vendor LPRT achievement so that I can get back on because I certainly do miss that. But thankfully, I have somebody in this organization that is a friend and invites me as her guest
Oh,
to attend.
it's fun. It's fun. And sometimes you get pulled into the show like I did. Unexpected things happen, right, TJ? TJ's first year, and we're in Chicago, and all sorts of fun things were happening at that murder mystery dinner. I had no idea what to expect. Fun times. And of course, somebody always has to get it on video. Now, let me comment on that. I think the stories are better. We don't always need the video. But we do have another reminder here from our awards chair. Um, so Heather John is our awards chair for Region 3. She is available for any member recognition or awards questions that you guys might have. Um, we do have the Linda Erlenbach Award, and that is, let me pull this up here. I just had it, guys. I do with it. Here we go. Um, so if you would, and I will share this in the follow-up, I've worked on putting together a Canva page. So what I plan to do is send it out as like a template that anybody can use. The nomination deadline is April 30th. Um, so Linda, we celebrate, of course, was named after her. She's a phenomenal leader. You can, if you haven't heard the story, you can read the story. But we have every year a nomination and recognize one person. Now, I do know Kathy has a person from 2025. We've not yet had a chance to recognize. We will be recognizing and announcing that person as well when we announce our 2026 um, Linda Erlenbach Lifetime Achievement recipient as well. So we'll actually, it sounds like we'll be saying two, but really we had one from last year where we just didn't have the opportunity to present that. I was not comfortable having a fourth quarter or late third quarter event as an RVP coming in starting July 1st, not having a budget, being able to plan in such a short time frame. It just wasn't going to work out. So we pushed everything to May. And last I heard, Indianapolis was still planning to host us for an in-person Region 3 event. Sounds like it's going to be bookended with their Indy Annual Expo in May. Justin Rennig was working on that. I'm still waiting to confirm the date, unfortunately. So if anyone gets a hold of Justin, please ask him to confirm the date. I haven't been able to connect with him. If nothing else, we'll see him in at Capitol Conference in DC. But if you have questions, you can direct them to Heather John. We actually share an email in Illinois, so we're tapping into that info@nabipillinois.org. So you'll get me, you'll get Heather, Lou Reginelli, TJ Bullock, but we're all working together, we're all in this together, and we'll help answer any questions that you have. So that's the best way to connect with us for all things NABIP, unless of course you have our personal information. That of course works too. All right. Any questions about the Linda Erlenbach Award? Okay. My next note is update on Benefits Pro. So I had mentioned that NABIP has a partnership with the Benefits Pro Broker Expo. Last year, the event was hosted in Region 1. This year, it's hosted in Region 3. So Region 3 has a breakout session that we get to put together with NABIP Illinois. Well, lucky me, I happen to be wearing both of those hats. But TJ Bullock is amazing. He is our president-elect in Illinois, and he's fully jumped in and supporting all of the planning efforts that we're putting together. So I've got some updated details. I want to share those with you in case you missed them last month and add on to with an update I got with Jasmine Keating yesterday. So first thing, snag your tickets. April 28th to the 30th. It will be at the Hyatt Regency McCormick Place, Chicago. We have a discount for NABIP members. So if you're a NABIP member, use code NABIP15 when you purchase your ticket. And just let people know there's no backseas. If they forget to put this code in, they are not going to be able to fix it. Their system just doesn't allow it, and they don't have the bandwidth to do that at Benefits Pro. This is not funds that are running through a NABIP bank account by any means. These are funds running through our partnership over at Benefits Pro. So I would just stress that. I know sometimes our members are very used to us being flexible and able to make things happen. But in this case, since we're not the primary for the financials, Benefits Pro has said, hey, guys, use the code. If you forget or you didn't know it was there until you're sitting next to Val on the day of the event, sorry, no backsies. You'll have to use it next year, So, um, Chicago members, if they are first time attendees, they've been gifted an application to get a free ticket to attend. But yes, I can absolutely, Pat, I can send more information on the expo. Um, I have to tie in like, okay, here's your free ticket link, but Sarah Wilker Height wants to see you and I want to tie you in, plug you in. Can you volunteer at least an hour or two? And it could be at our NABIP breakout session. It could be at the NABIP table. So I do always ask for volunteers. But we would love to see you guys there if you can make it. Now, they have what's called in our contract, what they call a pre-conference event with NABIP or a pre-conference certification. Sorry, again, Madison Head. So this year, we're going to have the certification available for account-based health plans. And we did consider ICHRA. That's, something that's gone around. I personally was in the camp of I like this account-based health plan certification because it covers ICHRA, but it also covers a lot of other types of solutions as well. And just knowing the market, thank you, Val. I'll plug you in for sure. Knowing our market and talking to TJ, we feel like a more well-rounded approach in terms of a certification may be more attractive for the folks in our market. So Lisa Collins, the principal advisor at Choice Plus Benefits Advisor, will be the instructor that NABIP selected for us. I think some of us have heard her speak before, and she does a wonderful job. We'll be on April 28th, so that's the first day of conference from 9 a.m. to noon Central Time. And then at noon, we are going to come in. TJ and I are going to come in with Jasmine. We're going to bring up Susan Ryder, Amanda Bruton. We're going to do a preview because we want to tell people all about NABIP, all the wonderful things that we're doing. And I'm going to need volunteers because TJ and I are working on a speed networking or somehow going to tie in. TJ's working on a lot of things right now. So he's probably going, wait, which one is this? But we want to be able to connect people that are in the room, members and non-members alike. So yes, we are gonna, do the obligatory welcome. This is what we're all about. Here are some leaders to connect with. And then we're going to break apart into small groups in the room. And we're still figuring out the logistics of that. But years ago, when we did this with Mike Deagle at a Region 3 event, we had a moderator at each table. So that's what I'm looking for from you guys. Since Region 3 is the host, NABIP Illinois is the host, we're going to have moderators. And basically what happens is in your small group, you have so many minutes, you have a topic, introduce yourself, say whatever, the answer is or comment is in regards to that topic. And then time's up, we move to the next group. And so it's meeting a lot of people in a short amount of time. You're not going to get to meet everyone in the room, but it is going to be a fun interaction of chaos there for a little bit. And then we will just slow things back down, have some just basic beverages because it is going to be 12 o'clock. So we're going to have some basic beverages and people are going to want to get out to go eat at the expos. So it's going to be all done within an hour, quick, fast, and yay. Yes. And again, we want to make sure that everyone is connected with someone else. If they're new, if they're a member, I know we all love to get together and it's like a family reunion, right? We want to see each other, but we have to make sure we're being cognizant and including those folks that are brand new or maybe don't know people as well um, as others. So there is an additional cost. So you have to have a NABIP, or I'm sorry, a Benefits Pro Expo ticket. And you have to purchase the certification ticket if you want to do this class from 9 to noon for certification. You do not need to pay this extra $246.40 to come to the 12 o'clock mixer that I'm talking about, where we're going to have people on stage. We're going to do the speed networking. So the thing from 12 to 1, you do not have to have purchased the certification course. It's come one, come all. But again, you do absolutely need to purchase this Benefits Pro ticket. And like I say, we want to have fun with it. Want to have some fun with it. And I put a link in the chat. I'm just looking through some of the comments. Yes, yes. We want to make it fun, interesting, and feel like people are leaving, having met a new person, being connected with a new person, and got some value from it. Val, hi.
Hey, I was just going to say it was at one of our former power hours where we did that last 10, 15 minutes was networking with, just 4 or 5 different people. I met a gentleman who actually became a member of my LPRT council because he and his wife had just gone out, saw our website, joined NABIP from North Dakota, where there was no local or state chapter. And he became one of our leaders and gave us really good information on how we could change up that program to benefit agents. So you never know what's going to happen in those small sessions, but it's always something good.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And be sure, now this page in particular, since it talks about Chicago, I probably won't share this page broadly, but Jasmine does have some approved marketing pieces that you guys can put in your newsletters, on your pages. I will be dropping those into the NABIP Region 3 public LinkedIn group. So that's where you can find those. So if you are not a member of our LinkedIn NABIP Region 3, there's a public group, private group. I've honestly only been using the public group because why not, right? That way you guys can share, you can copy paste, you can invite more people. But I will have some of these graphics so you guys can just plug those in and share them with folks in your chapters. All right. And now on with the show here. State pulse check. Do we have anyone from Ohio on the line that would like to update us what's going on in your state?
Yeah, I'm the professional development chair for Ohio, but we just had one of our meetings. We're kind of reorganizing still. I think we've gone a long way. What's happened in Ohio in the last couple of years. But we are updating and getting a new website, so you won't see the Ohio website. I know that they've been working on that quite a while. So we're hoping to get that launched soon.
Yes, that's very exciting. And you guys are amazing. So thank you for that. Any other updates from Ohio?
Yeah, the Star Chapter site will hopefully be launched in the next 2 weeks. We're doing final revisions on it right now. So to piggyback on what Pat said, and I apologize, I have to jump. I have a 9:30 call.
That's right. Thank you for the update.
Yep, thank you.
All right. Michigan, updates from Michigan. I know
So
Kristen
I,
couldn't make it either. So
that's
hi,
okay.
Lisa.
That's all right. This is Lisa. We just had our uh, awards gala. Kristen calls it a gala, whatever. And Valerie Kramer was a big winner that night for Lifetime Achievement. And then Susie Alberts had honorable mention. Both of those ladies have been just a wealth of knowledge and trusted advisory counsel when you're new into this industry. So if you haven't ever used them as a resource, please do so. Metro Detroit, Susie just put together a program for us at the end of February, and it is going to be a great one. It's going to be on ERISA enforcement by Delaney George. And we're in the process of getting everything back organized and, you know, in a group, I guess. And then the state, we're going to have, let's see, we go to Washington, D.C., and then we come back from Washington, D.C., and then our Michigan Ledge Day is going to be March 11th and 12th.
Oh. And what are you looking forward to most?
Me, actually both the DC CapCon and the Michigan Ledge Day. If you've never participated in that, it's something. I mean, to be walking the halls in DC, and I always get so emotional. Sometimes I even cry like a little baby because I just get it's just a feeling that you're there making a difference, and you put everything aside and you know that you're there for your clients. You're there for the betterment, and when you can be in collaboration with hundreds of other agents that have your same passion, it's just incredible. So yeah, just getting to be with all my friends. It's good.
Yes.
It's
And
good.
thank you, Lisa, for volunteering to help with the first timers. Lisa jumped right in when I mentioned it when I was over in Michigan. So thank you so much for
Yeah,
that.
and thank you for coming. That's what I wanted to lead with. Duh. Yes, and Sarah came all the
Oh,
way to Ann Arbor. We were in Ann Arbor. I was at Michigan State earlier in the week. But yes, thank you, Sarah, for being there and representing Region 3. It was a great night. It was the first one that we've done in a long time. I believe that we're going to continue to do it because it was very successful and it was a
oh,
nice
it was
night.
a beautiful event. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with such a star-studded lineup for your gala, I mean, come on, I had to come. I quietly bought my ticket because, with our weather, right? I didn't want to be like, I'm coming, because then I would have the whole Murphy's Law thing happen. So yeah, I did it the right way to hold off the weather.
No, it was fabulous. Thank you for coming.
Yes,
It was just a very good event.
I
I said
agree.
this yesterday too. Didn't it sound like there were 500 people in the room in that networking hour and
Yeah,
the cocktail
It
hour? I
was
mean, it was
amazing. It was
buzzing. It
amazing.
was just
It
so fun
was.
to be together again.
yeah, it was. People definitely missed out.
Hmm. I agree. All right. Kentucky, what's up? What's up, Kentucky? What's going on over your way?
I don't have an update for you, Sarah. Sorry. I just hop on these calls, but there's not a lot
Okay.
going on. There's several of us coming to CapCon. So
Yay.
we've only got one new member or first timer coming. I think from Lexington. I'm not sure about from Louisville. So
Okay.
I think there's, I don't know, 5 or 6 of us coming though.
Very cool. Very cool. Any other updates from Kentucky?
That's all I have for you today.
All right. Thanks, Marcy. Indiana. What's going on? What's shaking in Indiana? I don't know that we have anyone on from Indiana right now. I don't think we do. All right. Illinois. And TJ jumped off. Dang it. I was going to have him talk. Illinois, what's happening in Illinois? We've got a lot happening in Illinois. Our volunteers are amazing, members are amazing. What I challenged everyone to do was to, hang on, that's the wrong page. You don't want to see my screensaver. I challenged all of our presidents and leadership to put together a calendar. So that's what we've been working on. We certainly have been updating our website, nabipillinois.org. That includes all of the events that are happening in the state of Illinois, along with our local chapters and some key national events. We can't put all the national events and webinars on there because we just don't have enough time and volunteerism to be able to transfer everything over. Do we have a Region 3 meeting at CapCon? Yes, we will have a Region 3 meeting and breakout session in CapCon. We may also have an impromptu Region 3 pizza party in the lobby. I don't know when to have that though. I would love to have that. I plan on having one. I just don't know what time. Every time I think I go, okay, we can all just, impromptu meet up in the lobby. Another meeting gets added. So I'm still trying to figure that out with my schedule, but yeah. Um, I do want us to get together. We will certainly have a Region 3 breakout session at Capitol Conference, and it'll be short and sweet, but we will certainly be getting together. The calendar at a glance for us, again, we've really been, I wanted to list everything out, and so they've done a great job with that. We always have a state ledge day follow-up after Capitol Conference. So we attend Capitol Conference in February, generally in Illinois. We do ours in March. However, we recognize that was a pretty quick turnaround. So this year, our coalition is going to have our Ledge Day in April. So that gives everyone a little more time. We have a coalition in Illinois, so we've got the Big I, NAFA, and NABIP that work together for these types of events, which is phenomenal. Many hands make light work. So what we do is pretty consistent every year. We get together for some general education. We go through talking points, any recent studies specific to Illinois, and then we do have a legislative reception where our legislators can walk across the street, come in, meet and greet. They're announced as they come into the building so that we know they're there, we know what they look like. Kind of reminds me of a episode from Bridgerton, but so you enter and then you get this announcement. And it's very helpful because, like me today, I'm sick. I don't look like myself. But not everyone knows what you look like or who you are. And sometimes if you're out of context or see someone outside of their office, it takes you a minute for your brain to connect who they are. So it's always a good event. We are looking forward to it. I believe, and I'll have to talk to Missy Shepherd and Carrie Espinoza in Illinois are legislative co-chairs, but I believe we're doing a follow-up as well. So like, you know how it is, right? We're going to be, and every year at Capitol Conference in DC, we have a lot of people to talk to in a short amount of time. And their staff, what I didn't realize, sorry, I got something in my eye. What I didn't realize, they don't always travel back and forth with the elected officials. So a lot of our education and interactions that we have with staff, we have seen wonderful results. And what I mean by that is we've been able to talk to the staffers that are helping to write the policy for their representatives. And so that was very enlightening for us to know, okay, well, if they're not traveling back and forth from DC to Illinois, when we're doing our follow-up, it's not so much as a follow-up, but a second touch point, right? Because we're looping in additional staff. We're reminding that representative of what we talked about in DC. We're using exactly the same materials and exactly the same leave behinds, but we're continually working to make those connections and be the resource for that representative and their staff. So if questions come up, something they don't understand, then want to get our 2 cents on it. And again, as a coalition in Illinois, that makes us our numbers bigger, right? Now, of course, it does. At first, people were like, well, does that distract from what NABIP is talking about. No, it doesn't, because NABIP, NAFA, and the Big I were all some type of insurance, and a lot of these things tie together. So anyway, it is very valuable, and I like the way we have that set up, so I'm looking forward to it. Marcy said that they also are planning to do that. So that's wonderful. They're going to have their symposium. They'll have a follow-up after Capitol Conference on March 10th. That's amazing. Yay. Okay. So in Illinois, check us out, nabipillinois.org. You can see all the things going on in the state. Also on our website, we have a Region 3 page because I didn't know where else to put it. So our volunteers, we put it right out there on nabipillinois.org. So now if you Google Region 3, you should get to that page. You'll see the Linda Erlenbach Award winners. You'll see some key links to not just NABIP National, but to each of your states. So if there's ever anything you feel like needs to be linked out there, and again, these are quick links, quick connect, please let me know. We'll be happy to take a look at it and get that added. All right. Anybody I missed? Any other state updates? Okay. Chair updates. Susie, you're up. Membership.
Hello, everyone. I also just want to throw out a big thanks to Sarah for making the trip to Michigan, and I want to commend Lisa Maxwell and our Michigan State Board for a great event, and encourage all of you as a membership activity to think about being able to do something like this that develops camaraderie. I think a lot of us have at least I'm the old guard. Obviously, you all know that by just looking at me. But we miss the days when in-person things, were very important and developing personal relationships. But I think as companies are calling their employees back to the office, meeting in person is going to become the norm again. And we have an opportunity as leaders to kind of lead that charge and bring people back into the fold and perhaps reinvigorate some of these former members who dropped off the face of the earth. So I just want to throw that out there as a challenge to everybody to look at what kind of activities. I was also fortunate, honored to be asked by Sarah and TJ to speak as part of their state virtual conference, which was a great event. They had like 100 people registered. People came and kind of came and went. It was 2 hours long. It was great. I stayed on for the entire thing. And I think it was, again, another opportunity to build some camaraderie, and then having an in-person event at some point can kind of build on that. So congratulations to Illinois as well on putting on a really nice virtual event. So getting to membership. So the good news is we had 18 new members that right now we're working off of the December of 2025 reports. The January final reports will be out on the 15th, so we got a couple weeks to go. So the information that I'm sharing now is from the end of the year 2025. So we had 18 new members, which is awesome. Give yourself a hand. However, we had 22 lapsed members. So as we always say, those of us who are brokers in the business, it doesn't do any good to bring people in the front door if we're losing more people out the back door. If you bring in a new client, that's great, but you got to keep the old clients as well. So retention is something we desperately need to be thinking about, be working on. There are reports available. I am more than happy to pull reports. Valerie Kramer, our current national membership chair, is more than happy to jump in and help anybody pull reports. I pulled a report for Michigan a couple of weeks ago, and I could pull lapsed members all the way back to 1994, 98 or some. It was like thousands of people. Now, obviously, we don't need that. We need the last 2 or 3 years, but the information is out there, and we need to be pulling it, and we need to be using it. So as a region, we started the month of December with 1,703 members, and we ended with 1,696. So we ended at a net loss, unfortunately. Congratulations to Illinois. They didn't have any lapses in the month of December. And in fact, they added 9 new members. So kudos to Illinois and your membership efforts. And Region 3 now sits in fifth place overall in the game contest. So not where we want to be. I think that's where we ended last year, the last board year as well, in fifth place. So we have a lot of work to do. And one of the things that, and I know we don't have a huge number of people from like the state presidents in this call, but one of the things that would be super helpful would be when we have membership calls to actually have people from every state participate. I usually, excuse me, usually have somebody from Indiana. I always have somebody from Illinois. Sometimes from Michigan, always Ingrid from Ohio, so we're getting a smattering of people, but we really need to engage the membership councils of your states and your locals as a whole, because we can learn from each other, and that's super important. And also it's an opportunity for me to communicate things down from national. Um, so I do want to give kudos as far as the ambassador program, which is the contest for recruiting new members. They call it the NABIP ambassadors now. Amanda Bruton and Lisa Maxwell. Amanda from Ohio, Lisa Maxwell from Michigan are leading the country with 8 new members each. So congratulations on your hard work. I know TJ left the call, but TJ also has had 7 new recruits since May 1st of last year, which when the game contest starts. So congratulations. We had lots of people who had 3 or 4 new members recruited. So we all just need to kind of get on the bandwagon and start to work. One of the things I would encourage you as leaders, as presidents of your chapters, is that there is a contest for 100% board participation for getting everybody on your board to recruit a member. So is it 1 member or 2, Val? Hold up your fingers.
I think it's 1.
I think it's 1 too. I think it's 1 as well. So everybody recruit 1 member, every member of your board. So that would be a great place to start, right? And those lapsed members lists would be an awesome place to start. I do want to talk about a couple things really quick. I know we're kind of running short of time here, but there was announcement of 2 new programs that are going to be coming to membership. One is a student rate, and one is a new agent rate for people who come into the industry in their first 5 years. So they will have significantly discounted rates, which is great. Now, I want to clarify because I got overly excited about this. And I put it out to the region that these programs were now available, and they are not yet available. They were approved by the Board of Trustees, but sadly, our membership system, which is an age-old problem. I've been on membership and in leadership for a lot of years. The membership program, what's the word I'm trying to use? Administrative program. Is antiquated. Lots of issues with it. Anyway, it cannot accommodate these 2 new rates. So they are working on funding for a new membership program to replace IMUS, which we should all put out good vibes that the money will come and we will be able to, yes, pray if that's your thing, that we can get a new membership program, because it would help us in immense ways. And one of those would be that we could go out and talk to colleges and universities that have a risk management program, that have an insurance program of any kind, and we could recruit those students at a very largely discounted rate. I know I have a degree in public relations. When I was in university, I participated in the student public relations organization, and that really helped me get my internship, get my first job, get a lot of experience. And I think we can bring that to students at the university level and have people ready to replace those of us who are OGs like myself. And I won't mention any other people on the call, but some of us have been around a long time. The bill not paid reports, I sent that out. I think I also caused a little bit of confusion there. The bill not paid report does show members for about a 3-month period after they have made their last payment. You may or may not be aware that we actually keep members on the NABIP membership rolls for 60 days after they have gone into a status of bill not paid. So if somebody makes their last payment in December, they will still be on the membership rolls for January and February. Then they will fall off. So the Build Not Paid report is sorted by chapter already, but then you need to extract your chapter data and sort it by the Build Not Paid column. And obviously, you want to focus on the people who are about to drop off. Right now, the Build Not Paid report would be the November folks who are dropping off our membership roles. After 60 days, then they become a new member if you re-recruit them. So anyway, I did cause some confusion there. So apologize for that. And I'm sorry that I've taken a lot of time, but I kind of felt like I had a lot of information to convey. Does anybody have any questions?
Susie, is there something going on with that Bill Not Paid report?
Is there something going on? Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being cryptic. So, national membership team is going to resume calling all the
oh, I
bill
forgot
not
that.
paid. So, they have a team of four. They're each supposed to be making 10 calls a day to get through that report. So, it's going to be nice that we have a collaboration of people calling. I don't think one call or two calls versus one call is going to be annoying to our members. I think they're going to be happy that people are engaged and interested in making sure that they stay a member of our association. So,
And
thank
also, I
you.
think that a call from somebody at the local level or the state level is much more impactful than Bob Treader or Ula or somebody that they don't know who these people are. So, thank you, Valerie. I forgot about that. But anyway, thank you so much. See you all at CapCon.
Yes, thank you, Susie. And I got Mike Deagle, LPRT.
Hey guys, really just want to quick echo what Susie was saying. I'm an old timer myself, been involved many years, and I think COVID hit us very hard. And I think if we can get back together, I know in Illinois we're down to 2 chapters. At the height of Illinois, we had 6 chapters, and so a lot of us are out very far away from going to a physical meeting, but hope that that can turn around. And I do believe getting together is what made this a very successful organization. And if we can continue to strive to get together, that is great. If you can make the national conferences, I'll be attending CapCon for the first time in about since COVID, the year COVID hit. Just due to my circumstances, I'm going to get away for a couple days to go because I just miss the collaboration. I miss the people, and I'm excited to go back. With regards to LPRT, I'm not sure if again we have. I think Susie talked about this a little bit. You know, we have issues with LPRT getting people on our calls. There's usually only very few people on our calls. I'm usually one of the only regional people on the call. Um, we're just trying to keep that program going, and making it viable for everybody. But I will tell you, I attended the master class last week with Barb Gherkin. I don't know if you guys did that are LPRT qualifiers. That is worth membership sitting on that compliance right there. In my opinion, I would pay probably $100 to listen to Barb Gherkin speak about compliance. Along with that, we got to keep the slides. Members got to keep slides. So you can look back for notes because I was fervently taking notes because these are things that we couldn't, I knew a lot, but I didn't know as much as I thought I knew. And it really helps me as a small broker moving forward, to sit on these master classes. They're just excellent tools. So you have to be an LPRT qualifier to sit on the master classes. I think they're worth their money just to pay for your LPRT, just to sit on the master classes, let alone the other benefits that you get from LPRT, which we've always sold, the discounts to the conferences and things like that. These master classes are becoming what I feel are our strongest asset. So think about becoming a member. The last NABIP update, you can get in and membership is open right now. So you can go right in and apply all the way to May 31st. I've got to do that here soon. But as far as Capital Conference is concerned, just so you know, there will be pins if you're an LPRT qualifier. There will be LPRT pins at CapCon for the first time in many, many, many years. So we've got that, and then we do have a service now. Um, if you want to go this far, but I'm going to probably order an LPRT shirt. We have a vendor, LPRT does, where we can actually order LPRT shirts and a nice embroidered shirt. If we want to, anybody has that interest, you can shoot me an email and I'll put you in touch with our with the LPRT committee chair, who's in charge of that. So anyway, I would love to see more participation on our committee. We are moving forward. I think we're trying to do some exciting things, but I think the master classes are the biggest thing. And our next one is in April. It's a member exclusive, and I don't know what the topic is just yet. So I will know. Monday is our meeting, so I'll know what our topic is, and we'll be getting that out. I think it's going to be Medicare related, I believe. I'm not positive. So I want to just touch base, and hopefully I'll see many of you at Capitol Conference for the first time in many years. I'm excited to see you.
Excited to see you too, Mike. Thank you for the update. All right. Welcome, Dee. I saw you pop up. Hi.
Hello there. Sorry, I somehow missed my calendar invite today.
No worries. No worries. It happens. Any updates you'd like to share with the group?
Um, Not a lot. I mean, there's a lot happening. I'm still working on it seems like it's a never-ending project for our website and administration and all of that fun stuff for the state of Ohio. So we're working on that. We are excited about CapCon. I've got a big list of first timers for the state of Ohio, so that's exciting. We're hopefully, we like to try to do a dinner when we're there for our state chapter and try to get our people together. The good news is that we have so many people that it's a struggle to find a restaurant that can accommodate us. So, good news, bad news kind of thing. So we're working on that, trying to make sure our people feel, included and together. So really, that's all I've got going on for the state.
I did do the making the pasta last year. A lot of us went for that. So if you didn't get a chance to do that last year, it looks like they're offering it again this year. That was kind of fun thing to
Okay.
do. Team building exercise to make your food. So it's fun. You stand there, you talk, and then you get to eat. So I probably won't be doing it again this year, but it was a fun experience from last year. And then I did mention that I'm working on an impromptu Region 3 pizza party in the lobby. I just don't know when that's going to happen yet because they keep
Okay.
changing my schedule for meetings. So to be continued. I will, though, send an email to all of our Region 3 newcomers just so they can see my face. And I'll be listing out your contact information for state presidents. So just so you guys know, I do plan to send out that communication. Doesn't mean it won't get stuck in cyberspace somewhere. So please, yes, continue to reach out to those folks. But I want to make sure that I'm reaching out as well so they know what the heck I look like when they get there and another person that they can ask for assistance. Um, all right. Do we have any other comments, questions for the good of the group? Okay. Congratulations, everyone. Travel safe. And I look forward to seeing those that are signed up in Washington, D.C. at the end of the month. If you have anything that comes up along the way, please reach out to me. I put my cell phone number in the chat. You can always drop me a line as well. But look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you. Have a wonderful week.
Thanks, Sarah.